What's up, everybody? Welcome back to Built for Life. I'm Joel. Today we're going to talk about something that I brought up in a previous video in my 3 best materials for CNC video, and that is the Cedar fence panel. Today in this video, I'm going to give you 3 products that you can make with this material that you can give away, sell. Either way, it's not going to matter because it's just not going to cost you that much. Let's get into it. Wait, hold up. Before we get into the video, I almost forgot to tell you, stick around to the end. I'm going to tell you how you can get all these files for free and interact with me and like-minded people. So stick around to the end. All right, guys, so the first one that I got for you today that I chose to make is a Tic Tac Toe Board. I think this would be a perfect little thing that's, sitting on your front porch table that just sits out there in the weather. Be perfectly fine. It will definitely give you a workout on your pocketing skills because all these tool paths are just pockets, and then some profile bits to cut, some profile tool paths to cut it all out. Now, to make this the base of the board, I did have to glue 2 of these together to make a panel. And with that, I started out with jointing the edges together. My CNC is only 4 foot by 4 foot, so I cut it down to 4 foot lengths, jointed the panels, and then glued them up. And then once they were dry and glued, then I planed them as flat as possible. But you'll see with a thin, soft wood that there are some bends and bows that you just can't get away from. It just is what it is. That's why it's not necessarily the best material for really nice products. Now that's not to say that with practice and finishing you can't make some very nice products out of this, because at the end of the day it's cedar. It's good to go. All right, product number 2, which this one actually came up off a neighborhood Facebook page. My wife had made one of these with some Mod Podge a long time ago, and I thought it was kind of funny, and it came up in a discussion in our neighborhood Facebook group, and that's a door sign, right? So I made a few of them. This one's just carved into it, and I've been playing with color fill. I've got one drying here that I'm going to sand down and test the color fill strategies out. This one, I actually used my laser engraver to finish up for me, and I think that works out the best. Cutting out the plaque any shape you want, and then laser engrave what you want onto it. This one says, "No soliciting. We are too broke to buy anything. We know who we are voting for. Our souls do not need saving. Seriously. Unless you're selling fudge, please go away." All right. We're just going to get this nice 2 fence boards. You can kind of make out the seam there. Figure out which side we want up and get it clamped down on the machine. Use my square. Usually like to get a couple clamps just kind of snug. And this one, you can actually kind of see here. It's not the straightest in the world, but you got to consider what you're using. It's also not the most expensive in the world, so it's a cost gain benefit, right? I'm not saying that these cedar fence panels are the end-all be-all best material in the world. What I'm saying is they are inexpensive and make great practice material. Because let's be honest, if I mess up this whole cut, which I'm going to be honest with you, I already messed up this cut once. Yep. And instead of just throwing it away, I'm actually using it to test some fill methods of getting paint into the letters. But yeah, but it doesn't hurt my feelings because this whole panel might have been $5, if that. And we learned valuable lessons. The lesson on that one was spell check. Yeah. Still learning that lesson. So and this is another reason why I like these edge clamps. It's gonna take out some of this bowing during the cut, right? So I'm not saying that these clamps are gonna make this board straight again. I am saying that they're gonna make this board straight enough while cutting. Like I said, this board is nearly like this type of wood is nearly like balsa wood. It's not super strong, but it gets the job done. So we got that all squared up and clamped down. The next thing I'll do is run a flattening toolpath, and I won't flatten the whole thing. In my design, I have it cut down so that I won't hit my clamps because this panel is big enough to fit the signs that I want to do and have some space. So it's so cheap I can kind of afford to have a little bit more waste than I would on something like that was a lot more expensive. So we'll run a flattening pass, get all this flattened. And I mean, if you're cutting letters or something, if you really want some detail, the best thing you can do is run a flattening pass, because even if you're running it through planers and everything else, running that flattening pass gets it flat with your machine. Like, I understand wood can be flat to a planer, or it can be parallel from side to side. But sometimes that's just not the case when you're working with a more precise machine. I don't know what the variance is on a planer, but I know that this CNC has a very tight variance that it's accurate within, and I know I get a lot better results out of running a flattening pass before doing a detailed V-carve than I do if I just started the V-carve right now, because even a 1/16 of a difference in here is going to cause some distortion and not look as good as it could. So running a nice flattening path works well. And if you're using, like this guy here, this is 1.5 inches. Yeah, 1.5 inches. Flattening bit here. I'll actually bought this one on Amazon. I'll drop the link in the description. And it's done good. I haven't used it for anything crazy. I have done some walnut with it, and some ash with it, and it's still fairly sharp. So I'll drop the link in the description for this on Amazon, and it's good flattening. One thing I did want to talk about with cutting this and doing the V-carve is that it tends to fray a lot. It's a soft wood, and it's kind of like cutting a tomato. Unless you have a super sharp knife, you know, that tomato is kind of going to mush around. So you need sharp bits to cut it without fraying. And then the tip that I have for you to make this, to clean that up some, is just run your file again. So if you run a V-carve, and I'll try to filter in some video of this, but when you're cutting your V-carve, you're going to get all kinds of little frays and fuzzies. And I found that if you just run your V-carve again, the same exact thing, no changes, it will clean 60-70% of that up. And then a nice, just a nylon bristle brush gets a lot of that, the stragglers off, and you'll be able to clean it up pretty nicely.
This bit right here is the Jenny from Cadence Manufacturing. This is by far my favorite compression bit. It rips. It's a 1/4 inch compression bit, and it's awesome. After getting that thing off the CNC machine, this is the XTool D1 10 watt. It does pretty well. I'd like to say it makes quick work, but I think it took 40 minutes to engrave this sign here, but it looks good.
Guys, another tip for working with the cedar panel, since it is so soft, if you want to add color to it or paint fill or something like that, a sanding sealer like this one from Minwax sanding sealer works well to kind of seal the grain before you add paint. I do recommend putting 2 coats on it. 1 coat because it is a water base. If you put a lot on it, it will pop the grain, and you're going to want to sand that down smooth and then hit it with another lighter coat to seal that down real good and make it smooth. But using that tip, you should get some excellent results. All right, now for the third product, and probably my favorite one that I've made so far, is a bottle opener. This is one solid cedar, and then I laser engraved. Go ahead, take your top off. This bottle opener, I just purchased a batch of them off of Amazon, and I'll leave the link in the description to these. It was super cheap, less than $1, and it came with the bottle opener part and the hardware. I also made one where I painted it first and then V-carved out the letters. And then really the cool thing about bottle openers is any shape or design that you've made previous, flags or car shapes, whatever it might be, you can really just make smaller and then throw the bottle opener on it. And it's pretty cool. So this design and the bottles will be available for free. Now I'm going to talk about where you can get these items for free. So I've started a Facebook group. It's the same name as the YouTube channel, Built for Life. There's a link in the description. My intentions for this Facebook group is to make it a place where you can show off what you're working on in your garage, in your shop, and maybe when I see something nice, I will show it on the channel and talk about it. And it'll also give us a place to communicate rather than in the comments of the videos. Those comments tend to get kind of lost in YouTube when I'm trying to, trying to see the replies. Everything kind of gets lost when they start getting long. So Built for Life Facebook group, links in the description. In the files section is where you'll find these. I intend to put the DXF file and the Vectric file for those V-carve users. So you can download it, you can grab it and have my toolpath and everything on there. All right, guys, that's it for this video. If you like what you saw, hit that thumbs up. If you want to see more like this, hit that subscribe button ring that notification bell. And don't forget, check out in the description the link below to the Facebook group. Go check it out and let's make it awesome. We'll catch you on the next one.